All right, there's a lot of different things that I wanted to put in these challenge question boxes. However, there's only so much I could fit. And as a way to build off of, the mistakes that we've made in the last few days on the challenge questions, I had to keep these first three boxes very similar. So I'm hoping the idea here is that today you scored better than yesterday, right? And if that's true, then you're doing everything you're supposed to. You're learning, right? You still might not even be at the point where you're mastering things. However, as long as you're doing better every day, then you're advancing, you're learning, you're getting smarter and more intelligent. Then that's what this is all about. So let's go through this, right? You might say, Mr. Stahl, you already had this question a couple days ago. You're right. I thought about going on this side and asking you for tens place or hundreds place. But I decided, no, these are the hardest ones. So do you remember, did you learn from, I believe it was Tuesday's bell work, where is the tenths place? And remember, if you ever get confused, tenth looks like that, right? So if you ever forget where that place value is, write it as a fraction, look at the denominator and say, oh, 10 is 1.0, so it has one place value. So it takes 10 of these to make a whole, so that's the tenths place. So your answer is 7. I always tell students too, write the number 1,000, put a decimal after the 1, and that tells you where every place is. If you're looking at this place, it looks like a 10, so that's the tenths place. If you're looking at this place value, that looks like 100, so it's the 100th place. And if you're looking at that place value, it looks like 1,000, so that's the 1,000th place. Now converting 3 and 1/4 into an improper fraction. Well, remember that you have 3 wholes, right? And if we drew little circles to represent that, it would look like that. And then you also have a 4th. If we draw a circle to represent that, it would look like that, right? So the 3 wholes, each whole is worth how many fourths? 4 fourths. 4 fourths, 4 fourths. So how many total fourths do we have? Oh. Well, we have each whole is worth 4 fourths, 4, 8, 12, 13. So 3 and 1/4 is equal to 13 fourths. And remember, the actual formula for this is when you have 3 and 1/4 and we want to turn it into an improper fraction, you take the denominator, you say, oh, I'm going to turn it into only that denominator. You multiply sideways, and 4 times 3 is 12, and then you add the numerator, and that's how you turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. So that answer is 13 fourths. Now this one, the one that everyone absolutely loves. Converted. Well, the very first one is the metric system. How do I know? Because M stands for meters, MM stands for millimeters. We love the metric system. We put King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. B stands for base, so it's just a circle. And since we're dealing with meters, the base is meters. So that means this is kilometers, hectometer, decameter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. This has an A in it. Remember, you will hardly ever use those two. You usually won't even use this one. Really, the ones that we convert between are those. Anyways, today we're going from meters to millimeters. So this is our start. This is our finish. So the directions are right. How many? Well, we move 1 spot, 2 spots, 3 spots. Right 3. So these are our directions. Now I write down my number, and this was meters. And remember, a meter stick is like half of a door, and we're turning it into millimeters. And millimeters are like a tenth of your fingernail. That's how small it is. Or the side of a dime. That's how small it is. So this number is going to get a lot bigger, right? We're going to take the decimal. Since a whole number is a whole number, it has an invisible decimal after it. And we're going to move it right. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to add our zeros there. So it turns into 85,300,000. Woo, that's a big one. And I don't even know if I'm going to write that. I'm going to try, and then I'm going to give up. Oh, I know what I could do. Instead of making a mistake and trying to write with my mouse, I'll just write it down like that. Oops. All right, and then 36. This one's difficult. So what do we know about inches and feet? We know that 12 inches equals 1 foot. And remember, the way that I teach you how to do this is I say, let's do a double blinker, 2 lines. And then on this side, we'll put what we know. We know inches to feet. So how do you know what to put on top? It doesn't matter. You could put feet to inches or inches to feet. We know the relationship is 12 to 1. And then if I go over here, I want to go like this. 12 inches equals 1 foot. So what I have right now is 36 inches. And I don't have this. Ooh, now I have just enough information to figure it out. I have to figure out how many 12s are in 36. Well, 36 divided by 12 is what? 12, 24, 36, 3 exactly. So the magic number is times 3. So therefore, if 12 inches is 1 foot, 36 inches is 3 feet. I could make it 3. And now we have 6 yards. So we have 6 yards. Well, what do we know about yards and inches? Well, we know that 1 yard equals 3 feet, and we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches. So 1 yard equals 3 of these. Oh, so 1 yard equals 36 inches. So we know that with 1 yard equals 36 inches. So we want to go and we want to figure out what 6 yards is. So I have just enough information. If every one is 36, what is 6 of those? Well, 1 times 6 is 6, right? How do you know that? Well, because you can divide this way to figure out what that magic number is. And then whatever you did there, you do here. So 36 times 6 will give us the answer. 36 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, now this one right here, you guys probably just love this question, right? Well, there's 2 different ways to slice it. The first thing you have to do is slice it, turn it into 2 separate shapes. For some reason, I always like slicing it up and down like this. In all reality, you didn't have to slice it there. You could have sliced it sideways like this instead, but I'm going to choose one and I'm going to choose this way. Now I just got to make sure I have all the right measurements. So this is the same as this, and it's the same as this. So this is 3. So remember what you have to do first, and then this is the same as this. So the first thing you have to do is find the area. Well, the area of this base right here is 4 by 3, so it's 12. Now 12 goes up and down 4 centimeters. So 12 times 4 is 48, right? 12 is the base, and 12 has a height up and down of 4, so 48. So the first area, or the first volume, is 48. The second volume is a little bit more tricky because they didn't give us all the information. The 6 centimeters is from here all the way to here, but we just want this part right here. So if the whole thing's 6 and this part's 3, how do I know? Because this is 3, this is 3, this is 3. This must also be 3. I know that because the whole thing's 6, and if this side's 3, this has to be 3 to make 6. So now I can find this and then multiply it by this, because if this was the base, then this would be the height, right? Because if this is the base and this is on the ground, then this part would be on the ground, then the height of the building would be here. Well, this is 4, this is 4, this is 4, this has to be 4 as well. So you have to be a little bit more of a detective with volume because they really try to trick you, but the numbers are somewhere. So all you have to do is find the area of one of the faces. Remember, the face is the flat part. I'm going to choose to find the area of this part right here first. So 4 by 3. How do I know 3? Because this is 3. If this is 3, this is 3. 4 by 3 is 12. So the area of right here, this face, is 12. And I'm going to multiply 12 by how high up and down 12 is. 12 is 2 up and down, so it's 24. So now, if this is the area of this guy, this is the area of the volume. Volume of this guy. I just have to add them together. 8 plus 4 is 12. 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So therefore, the entire volume of the figure is 72. And if that frustrates you, I'm sorry, I really am. So what we'll do now instead is we'll continue to work on this today, okay? So here we go. Today we are talking about volume. First, we'll talk about the volume of a regular shape, and then we'll move to the volume of an irregular shape. Now, irregular shapes are just like this one that we did on the bottom. You can't figure it out like it's one shape. You got to break it into 2 shapes and then add those 2 volumes together. So let's start with some regular shape. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's first determine the difference. Is this regular or irregular? Yeah, this is irregular. Is this one regular or irregular? This was not a normal shape. This is not normal shape either. So these are irregular. And then what about over here? Ooh, these are good. These are what we call regular shape. Okay, so this one and this one as well. Okay, so regular, irregular. So first, let's just focus on finding the volume for a normal shape. Well, the way that you do it is you find the area. So let's just pretend like this is a 2-dimensional flat shape, a rectangle. If this was a rectangle, we would try to find the area by multiplying 4 by 12. 4 by 12 is, well, if you don't know, you can do your side math. 4 times 12 is 48. So the area is 48. Now, what I like to do with my students, and I can't do it with this because it's going to take me forever. Let's pretend like what I just highlighted is what I found. So that's 48. Well, in order to fill this entire container, I got to have 48 go up and down 3 times, right? 3 times, because that is how high up and down it goes. When I do that, it fills everything. So I just have to figure out 48 times 3, and then 48 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. 4 times 3 is 12. 14. So that entire thing is 144. It doesn't give us a unit, doesn't tell us if it's centimeters, meters, feet. So we're just going to say 144 units cubed. And for the record, this is not in your book. Remember, a lot of this stuff is not going to be in your book because I'm just kind of giving you a condensed version of what would be in your book. All right, what I would like for you to do is pause the video and try to come up with this answer to see if your brain's understanding it. All right, now you unpaused it and you're looking at your answer and you're going to see if you got it right. There's 2 ways to do this. You can find the area of this side right here, or you can find the area of this. I like to find the area of the base usually, but I'll go back and forth. So I'm going to find the area here, and I'm going to multiply 12 by 6. So 12 times 6. Of course, you can use any method that you want. You can use lattice method. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So what do I know? I know this area, because it's flat, is 72 inches squared. But it's not a flat object for real. This object is 72, but it goes up and down this high. So it's 72, 8 inches up and down, right? So how do I find the volume? I take my 72, multiply it by 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And then 7 times 8 is 56. 56 plus 1 is 57. So therefore, my answer is 576 inches to the 3rd power, which just means inches cubed. All this means is it's 3-dimensional, it's a volume, inches cubed. It doesn't mean that you have to multiply that by itself 3 times. Ooh, now the difficult one. We'll do 2 more and call it a day, and I'll meet you at the live session. So here we go. We can slice it 2 different ways, but the first thing you got to do is slice it. You could either slice it sideways, or you can slice it up and down. Either way, you get 2 normal figures. All right, so I got to do a little investigating to try to figure out this. I know this has a twin right here. This has a twin right here. This has a twin right here. This has a twin right. Oh, I got it. It's 2. So that means this is 2. This is 2. This helps me find the base. The area of the base is 4 by 2. So the area of the base is 8. And 8 goes up and down 8. So 8 goes up and down 8. 8 times 8 is 64. So therefore, this is 64. And then, so that's the volume. Let me make sure that's right. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. Perfect. Now over here, I got to figure out what this amount is. And it's equal to this, and it's equal to that. But I don't have that number anywhere. What I do have is the fact that this entire thing is 6. And I also have that this is 4. And if this is 4, that means this right here is 4. And if this is 4, that means this over here is 2. See? Investigation. If that's 2, that means this is 2. And if that's 2, that means this is 2. If this is 2, that means this is 2. Right? Because this 2 is equal to this 2. So 2 by 2 is 4. So this base has an area of 4. And 4 goes up and down 3. And 4 times 3 is 12. So this volume is 12. This volume is 64. I'm going to add the two different volumes together. Four plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So this whole entire thing is 76. Cool? All right. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and try your best to come up with this volume. All right. Let's see if you got it right. And once again, this is some challenging stuff, so don't get frustrated if you did not get it right. Try to find your mistake, okay? So you can slice it sideways, or you can slice it up and down. I'll stay consistent here and slice it up and down. Now I got to do some investigation. This is 9, so that means this part's 9. The height we have, but we don't have this part. But this part's equal to this part, this part's equal to this part, this part's equal to, ooh, we got it, 4. So that means this is 4. So 4 times 9 is 36. So that tells me the area of this flat part right here is 36. And 36 goes up and down 9 feet. So 36 times 9 will give me that answer. And please, if I make some kind of a mistake, usually I have students in here that call me out like, I'm a stall, you made a mistake. Right now I don't. So there's a very good chance that somewhere in my video I made a mistake. Just let me know when we get to the live session and then I'll investigate it if you ever question anything that I'm doing. 9 times 6 is 54. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So 36 times 9 is 324. So this has a volume of 324. Just gonna write that there and circle it so I remember. Now I got to figure this one out. Remember, we figured out this is 4, so this is 4, so this is 4. We do not know this one yet. This side's equal to this side, which is equal to this side. Oop, I think I have it. If this right here is 9, and together it's 15, that must mean that this right here is 6. Aha. So 6 times 4 tells me this is 24. And 24 goes up and down 15 times. So it's 24 times 15. 4 times 1 is 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. The 0 falls down. The 6 falls down. The 3 falls down. So this is 360. So now we just have to add the two towers together. 360 plus 324. 0 plus 4 is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 3 is 6. So the entirety of this, and remember, it's feet and it's three-dimensional because it's volume. So we put a little 3 there. Call that cubic feet. So it's 684 cubic feet. I hope you're not frustrated, but good job watching the entire video. Let's mention, baseball. Okay, so when I say, hey, what did we mention during the video? See if you paid attention. You're just going to say baseball, Mr. Stahl. All right, you guys did a phenomenal job listening. If you're still here, hopefully you're understanding this stuff, and I look forward to meeting you at 10:30.